everyone. Welcome to Generation Dan, the only podcast where 1/4 of us has a cat on the screen. I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial. Who else is here with me?
I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel, and just in case anyone needs it, here's Generation Dan Bingo, where one of those things is definitely having a cat on screen. So, Buckle up, Buttercup.
Oh my God.
Free space today.
Yeah.
And I'm Cole Clayton. I am the time-traveling sex god.
And our guest today, you may know him as the comedian that also travels with Orchid Cameron, one of our past guests, and just all-around funny man. It's Paul Roque. How are you?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah.
I cannot stop watching this cat. He's just hanging out
He's
next
so
to Paul's
adorable.
The pussy is distracting everyone.
What's the name of the cat? Oh, no.
Oh, God.
What's
you know
the
what?
cat's name, Cole?
I don't know.
It's
See?
your cat. What are you talking
Does it
about?
have 3 names? Because then it is a confirmed serial
It's my
killer.
roommate's cat. I don't know. So
Okay.
Interesting.
Gotcha. Well, it's a cute cat. Anyway, so our topic today is, how's it going, people? Our topic today is we're talking about trends that we participated in growing up and as adults, and also trends we cannot wait to see go the way of the
The dodo.
go the way of the dodo, or go the way of what's the thing, like the rubber band things from like 2009.
Oh.
I had a real job back then, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Not Live Strong bands. Fuck it. Go the way
Alice,
of the
I
Live
don't
Strong
think your
band.
parents loves you either.
No, they did.
I'm not
Luckily,
alone.
magic of editing on the actual like thing you're going to see on your podcast app / YouTube on Thursday. It's, all of my stumbling and stuttering is going to be edited out because I do the editing. So fun.
See, Joey Edibles, treating women like proper ladies, a trend that I am not participating in anymore. Neither
that
is
could
Cole.
be
Cole
either
not.
incredibly like progressive or incredibly terrible.
See, that... Listen,
It's,
from a guy's perspective, it's equality at its best. From a
Hey.
woman's perspective, I highly doubt that.
I resent that, Dino. I treat women like women. I treat ladies like ladies, and I treat these hoes like these hoes. Okay, so
Fair. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to imply that you weren't acting equitably. My
I'm
apologies.
just saying because ladies don't fuck with me, so that's why I got a lot to say about these hoes. Because
yeah,
hoes
ladies
with
don't
me,
fuck
so.
with me.
Yeah. You know what though? Like literally, you are a warning sign to someone. Someone who is a lady would look at you and be like, "Stay away from that person. That person, nothing good." Like you could just hang out. Like you're definitely getting the Rona. You're definitely getting something from it. You know?
Yeah, my face is in the picture in the dictionary of cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Hey man,
any
advertising is good advertising. Sorry.
When I was in Austin a few months ago, we did the like ghost tour thing, and one of the places they took us to was this. Now it's an Indian restaurant, but before it used to be a whorehouse, and of course you couldn't have like just a thing that's a whorehouse back then. So they put a plow on the roof, and like that's the symbol. Like that's a whorehouse instead of plow.
Instead of a red light, a plow. Just so you know.
You know, there's many abortions that go on at whorehouses. Like, isn't it still a ghost, like a haunted house still, too?
That's not surprising. Let's be honest. Like, there's been some things that happen in those places, right? God, can you imagine?
I'm not entirely sure. Like,
coal isn't allowed in the state of Texas. Thanks for bringing. God,
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about that. We can't do those anymore.
yeah,
Down in Texas. I'm from
can't,
Texas, Brock, for the record.
Oh, I've never been to Texas.
It's not a good place. It's not.
I mean, I haven't heard the best, and Joe Rogan lives there, so it can't be like that great.
Joe Rogan's the good part. Like, that's the worst of. That's how bad it is. He's the good part.
That's how bad it is. He's the good part.
Oh, God.
Like when I was in Texas, I got a rash just from like swimming in a lake. Like my body is allergic to Texas.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't just anxiety from all the Republicans?
100%. That's accurate. Let's be honest.
I was afraid I was going to say California by accident, and they were going to like beat the shit out of me.
No one gets the shit beaten out of them in California. Okay, their feelings get hurt. Let's be honest.
That's true. That's true.
Unless you're homeless, then who knows? It's the
Dude,
Thunderdome.
I hated like growing up. There would be all these TV shows about like middle, high schoolers, elementary schoolers, whatever, and it would always be like the bullies take your lunch money or whatever. They beat you up behind school after school. All the bullies knew that they would get in trouble if they would beat you up, so they just knew how to like destroy your psyche with words and then move on with their life.
Listen,
100%.
that's yeah. Men will
Paul,
punch
where are you from?
If that's the case, my mom was my bully.
There you go, Paul.
Well done.
Sorry, what?
Oh, where are you from? Like what state?
Born and raised in California.
Oh, you
Okay,
poor
yeah.
bastard.
So you know what's up.
Yeah.
You're in there. You're going down with the ship. Eh? Good for you.
Yeah, I'm not those posers who come move here to have their hopes and dreams ruined in another state. Like,
Right? Yeah, that seems. There's just so many people who are.
So
up
you're
for that
brainwashed.
It's funny when you're talking to somebody like in LA, like in the comedy scene, and they're like, "So where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from LA." They're like, "No, where were you born?" I'm like, "What part of LA don't you understand?"
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just if I fail, I end
people
up
have
right back
sex
here.
in Los Angeles. That's a thing. So
Yeah,
Only makes sense.
Yeah.
Do people? Can I ask you guys a question though? Being in LA, do you guys like? Do people lie about it? Be like, "Oh yeah, I'm from LA," and then you're like, "Oh no, you're not. You're fucking full of shit." Like, is that?
I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, but I don't think so. I feel like people are pretty straight up with like being from like fucking Ohio or whatever.
That's for close. Well,
What
no,
do you?
close,
Yeah,
like,
what do you got
I don't
against
know.
Ohio? What the fuck?
I
That's
think
where I
there's a
live
lot.
now.
There's a lot against Ohio. Let's be honest, right?
Okay, this is why I like Ohio, because I hate Texas, but I also hate California, because I can't stand anything that's too far one direction. You got Texas, which is way red. You got California, which is way blue. We got Ohio, where we got like rednecks that like are like anti-gun. So
Which is just confusing.
right,
I wouldn't call California super blue.
there like if you go to
It's-
Orange County,
it's
or,
so
like,
blue it's black.
California, yeah,
It's
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
Ohio is cheap. That would be a reason. That's fair. That's a fair reason. Now,
Not lately, shit. It's been so expensive here.
I can't.
Ever since I stopped being a stay-at-home dad and had to pay for my own bills, it's been pretty expensive.
yeah. That's kind of how that works, I think.
Yeah, well, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Life is the biggest scam to ever scam.
I'm working on my next
100%.
baby mama right now.
100%. There's no question. I love when people are just like, "Oh, you're just trying to work on the grind." You're like, "No, man, the grind's working you. Trust me."
Yeah,
It's not.
literally, yeah.
It's not like everyone who's just like, "I work 70 hours a week." It's like, that's because you're dumb, stupid.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, there's a difference in working that much because you're like, "Hey, man, I got like 9 kids. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna work so I don't fuck anything else." That I get.
They call it the grind because your ass looks like ground beef by Friday night. So
I feel like that's more so your forte. Not everyone's experience is ass first at work. Just
my job is OnlyFans. So
It's working out great because you're living in Ohio.
right. It's the Midwest culture of OnlyFans. No, it's fantastic.
you got me good there.
That was a good move.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. We should get on with our questions, I guess.
Yeah,
So
let's do that.
that's something to do.
So starting
See
off,
here.
Paul, that first question: what's an embarrassing song from your playlist?
Oh God. Just like I don't know, like on any given playlist, I'm like on my spot. I don't know. I'm on my Spotify.
Something you'd skip if it came on and there were passengers in your car.
Oof. Fuck.
All right.
Or like your bros.
Or just a girl you were trying to impress, something like that.
Well, I'm gay, so I'm not trying to impress women.
Then a man that you're trying to impress, that's fine. A person, something. I don't know. Senior
I
citizen. Who knows?
think anything disco, to be honest, because I really fucking love, or maybe even like ABBA, because I feel like people sometimes hate on ABBA.
I don't know what ABBA is.
You're joking.
Dancing Queen.
No, I really don't.
What?
God.
If
If you've ever seen Mamma Mia, literally every song in that movie.
What the fuck would I watch Mamma Mia?
I I don't.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't watch musicals.
Call me
I've,
maybe.
I've never seen it.
Listen, let's be honest. Cole doesn't watch musicals because he would definitely sing along off key on purpose. So I think that's a win-win for everybody.
The best musical was High School, so
Oh God.
Absolutely not. Listen,
Kill me.
even the two California people are like, no,
Fuck
absolutely
high
not. Fuck high school. You know
Dude,
why? Listen,
that came out when I was in like early middle school, and
yeah.
the
you would have believed it, you idiot. Holy
No,
shit.
the music, like our music teacher was like what made the whole class do High School Musical songs. Because like I think like 3 of the girls were really into it, and like all the rest of us were like, "Fuck you! I hate this thing so much." And, like,
Yeah. That seems so
started something new, my ass. Fuck you, Annie.
I have no hate in my heart, man. I don't know. I don't understand why people are just so angry all the time. It's not a good way to live.
Apparently, being born in California helps. I don't know. Or Canada. It works too. I'm
Right.
so angry.
Fuck it, do it. That's what I say.
Fantastic. No, that's pretty reasonable. That's actually a pretty good answer too.
Yeah, I would say ABBA or anything pop related because I don't really. Okay. A lot of people obviously just assume that gays just listen to fucking like Lady Gaga, Britney
Everyone.
Spears,
And not some. Everyone does. Yeah.
Which I do. I'm not gonna fucking lie, I do. But pop isn't my like. I don't really care for pop to begin with. It's not really my first choice when it comes to music. But I do like find myself like blasting Britney or Lady Gaga in my car sometimes, and I'm just like, oh God, I would punch me in the face if I like heard what I was listening to from the outside.
Windows up or windows down is the real question.
Oh, windows always up. I never roll
then you're
with
good.
the windows
That's
down.
Oh, I'm like 97% straight, and I would jam all those shits with you in the car. I don't give a shit. Loud, windows down. I don't care.
With a white
Those are
claw in
bops, man. Britney, bitch. Ariana Grande is my main bitch. Like, so, like, I'm not even playing with you. Like, they know, so don't be ashamed of that.
Might be the episode title.
Yeah, well, listen, we've had worse titles. Let's be honest.
That's true.
They make good music. Like, I don't know why it's like so shameful to like a certain kind of song. Like, come on.
It's just like I really think it's toxic masculinity. Like it's a lot of like
listen,
street
toxicity is neither masculine or feminine, and how dare you assign it gender? Bam!
I was raised by a feminist woman, so I don't really have that problem. Toxic masculinity, I can do what I want. So
rip on each other for liking types of music for the most part, do they?
My mom hated me as soon as I was born because I was a dude. So
I feel like people bag on music taste when you're like in your teens and like early 20s, and then you get over it.
Yeah,
probably for sure.
I remember listening to Jungle in high school, and someone who I grew up with, but we were not in the same groups, was like, "How do you know that song?" No, like Jungle music, and he was just like, "How do you know that?" And I'm like, "I know all sorts of music." He's like, "You're weird." I'm like, "That's true."
What do you mean by jungle music?
You're right. We're all trying to figure this out.
It's not Jungle Boogie by Kool and the Gang. It's something else, right?
No, it's like rave type music. And
okay.
Fuck all 3 of you young pieces of shit. Let's be very clear. Let's fuck all of you on that one. Assholes. You're all assholes.
Dino damn well was wearing a loincloth while he was listening to that shit.
Hey,
thanks for the mental image, Paul.
Wait, are you a burner? Are you a burner, Dino? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I don't know. What the hell?
Yeah, what's a burner? I'm learning so much tonight.
People who go to Burning Man.
No, that's a little confusing for me. Like I'm always up for an adventure as long as there's nice seats around. Like I'm not gonna go and stand for 3 days. I'll listen. I would murder half the people there. That's just if I couldn't sit down.
I can't commit to doing drugs that long. You know what I mean? Like
a
good 8 hours, and I'm good to go for the rest of the week. You know, like.
Sorry. Also, no offense, but like screaming white people in the desert, like you cannot with me.
It's never ended well for minorities.
Fair. Well, listen, and Paul, I'm of Greek descent, and like I'm first generation Canadian. My parents both came over, and like for me, like I make a joke that I'm like I got a passable honky face, so I get all the privilege and none of the guilt, which is great. But then I see white people do shit, and I'm like, fuck this. I just start talking Greek. I'm like, I'm giving up English. You guys have ruined it. I'm done. You know?
I'm Mexican, and a lot of people think that I'm white, and
Yeah.
I'm not at all.
Listen, the funny thing is that, like, so I have a close friend who's doing some work on my house. He's from Guadalajara, and he still has a strong accent and everything. So it's funny because he's very tall. So people were like Arab, and he's like, no, and he just gets so angry about it and I find it hilarious. But at the same time, like where the people he grew up with are blonde haired and blue eyes, and I'm like, maybe they're German, but it's still
I just love the
I
idea.
have a problem with this story. You're making an Hispanic gentleman work on your house. Do you know how terrible that looks?
why he's a carpenter. He might be Jesus. You don't.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It'd be different if he went up to his friend who he knows doesn't do carpentry and is like, "Hey man, can you work on my house?"
You know anybody?
No, but he did tell me of a story how some lady just heard that he was Mexican, so she walked up to him and started asking him for gardening tips. And he's like, "I'm a carpenter," and I was like,
"No,
I think you should have told her, like, the secret is adding salt to your grass and then let it go."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna use that." I'm like, "Yeah,
Bleach works great.
Bleach, you gotta mix it in though. You gotta just run it through all of it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Did you know that watering your plants is a lie? And, they
water in the ground.
Give them a little bit and not too much though, because you don't want to like make them soft, right?
It's a good lie because now we're saving water. So
yeah, that's true.
And the key is that you just go as soon as they start believing little things, then you start going off just crazy and go, hey, did you know that if you have cactuses or succulents, they actually thrive better if you really just sink them in the water? And watch them go, oh, okay. All of it will
be a fat cactus.
Yeah. Orchids live in the jungle. You want to like water. They like to be super wet, so water them all the time. Oh, and when the petals fall off, it means it's dead. So
let's not talk about Miss Cameron like that.
God. How dare you?
Wrong kind of orchid, but yeah. Oh, sweet Jesus. All right, let's get to the next question.
I'm an adult. You can't stop me.
What's something you like to do because you're grown up and no one can stop you anymore?
Fuck.
Yeah, that's usually the first answer. But
it's a hard question. It really is.
It really is, because I mean, it's just like by the time you're an adult, whatever the fuck that means, and whenever that happens, like you're just in it and you don't even realize that you're in it.
Right. It's like if you're 22, you got that answer down pat. But like by the time you're closing in on 30 or past 30, you're like, I don't know. I buy cigarettes all the time.
Because it's just become part of your routine, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, wait. So what was the question again?
What's something you like to do because you're a grown-up and there's no parents to tell you that's bad for you, or that kind of thing?
This one is a really stupid answer, but because it's something that makes me fiscally irresponsible, I love going out to eat all the time, and it's so bad.
Totally. Hey, listen. you want irresponsible? Okay. Just so you know, I'm building these constantly on a daily basis.
Yeah.
This is the Skeletor that I'm building. I'm building the Havoc staff. Okay,
Jesus
so
Christ.
Okay, well,
if you want irresponsible, we got that.
If you brought up Skeletor, you have to do the laugh now.
Oh, yeah, man. That's
oh
perfect.
my god. Yeah,
honestly, though, that's not even that crazy though, Paul, because like it seems like groceries and restaurants are like competing in price nowadays. It's like I'd rather just go out and make somebody else do it.
Yeah, well, for me, it's more just like I fucking hate doing dishes. If I learned anything in the pandemic, it's that I hate doing dishes.
I think that's a big scam, though, right? Like the whole idea of dishes, and I feel like I think we can make a change where it's like, hey, having a kitchen, you need a fridge, maybe a hot plate. Don't need a sink. Fuck that. You're good. Just this whole idea of doing dishes en masse is just whoever started it should have been burned at the stake. Probably were for being a witch. Let's be honest.
Paper cups and paper plates really ain't as expensive as everybody keeps telling me. Like,
how much is a pack of them?
It's like $2 for like 50 cups. It's like $3 for like 50 plates. Like, like you're really not going through that many plates. You know what I mean?
Listen,
maybe you have to double up on the paper plates because they fall if you have like pasta or something. But like, I'm serious. Like people be tripping. They're like, they're so expensive if you do it every day. It's not. It's fucking not because it'll last me like 2 weeks.
See, water is free in my apartment lease, so I'd
What
rather
the? It's California? You need to
Yeah,
be jugging
be
that
surprised.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a scam.
I don't
That's
pay for water either.
You need to be selling that shit during droughts, man.
Here's a question for you
Just
guys.
jugs.
Hold on. Do you guys have to like? How's the city's water in LA? Because I know, like in Toronto, where I am, the actual tap water is it's fantastic. Whereas
I know people who drink tap water in LA, but I personally wouldn't, mostly because I
drink
can't
the
get
tap
over.
water, sir. It's fine. It's just
I can't get over. Yeah, exactly. I can't get over the taste. Like, there's a
Yeah.
distinct taste of tap water that I can't get over.
Yeah.
Why is it so spicy?
It's not okay.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Riverside water, which hard water, which I didn't know was a thing, where it just fucking like
That's like Dasani.
crystallizes.
Why?
Dasani.
Why are y'all making the water horny?
Wrong kind of hard, but I appreciate the effort.
Okay, if you say so.
Oh god, that's
No water is sexually assaulting you guys.
Yeah, no, it was terrible, especially in a city where there's no river, and they don't tell you that till you get there, and it's like, dude, what a dick move.
Wait, are you from Riverside, Atlas?
No, I went to college out there. I'm from Santa Monica.
I grew up in
college.
Chino.
In where?
Chino.
Oh, nice. Okay. So.
Oh, you know my boy, Pauly Shore.
I wish he was at my work one time. Actually.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fucking love Pauly Shore.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I was waiting for my client. I'm a massage therapist. It was Christmas Eve, actually, a few years ago. And
Nice.
I heard him talking, and he asked like a stupid ass question that was something like, "Oh yeah, I want like a deep tissue massage. Like, do your massage therapists actually do deep tissue?" And I like rolled my eyes because I hate when people say that kind of shit. It's like, trust me, I can fucking do deep tissue, whatever. And then I like looked to see who it was. I was like, "Oh shit, that's fucking Pauly Shore." Oh my God.
But that's the
What do
best
you get
time
for
to
asking
just
dumb questions?
I feel
Ask
like
dumb questions, get dumb answers. I say, I don't care who you are.
that's also
Yeah.
true. That's
When
a
I-
scientific fact.
No, the dumbest question I ever got at work was when I worked at Jamba Juice, like when I was like in my late teens, early 20s. And this was like around the time that everyone was like afraid of gluten back in like 2009 or whatever.
Yeah.
And someone came in and asked if any of our smoothies had gluten, and I just like did not know how to respond.
Oh yeah.
I was like, well, considering
Bitch, do you see bread in that smoothie?
yeah,
maybe they're special needs.
Yeah, I was like, considering that gluten is a byproduct of wheat, no, there's
Bro.
not.
I work in a bagel shop. And I get asked every day, about 3 to 5 times a day, if we have gluten-free products. I'm just like,
Which, like, to their
No.
credit, they like, there's more gluten-free options and stuff as time is going on.
it drives me crazy because they want gluten-free, and then I tell them no, and they still get the shit anyway. It's like,
that's annoying.
why are you asking? You're trying to be
Oh
difficult.
my god.
Guy, that's like
Not
somebody who's
one
like, oh, I'm
person
allergic to
has
fish,
asked
but
me
I'll
and
get the
is
shrimp.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, accurate.
Listen.
Well, because to a lot of people, the whole, like, they think gluten is bad for you, which it's not unless you have celiac or are allergic to gluten.
Right.
Hey, people just want to feel important any way they possibly can. Like, look, I have the gene where cilantro tastes like soap.
Yeah.
So people, if possible, no cilantro. They're like, "Oh, are you allergic?" I'm like, "No, I got the gene." And they're like, "Oh, okay. It's not, it's on there. Okay, what am I gonna do? Eat soap? It's fine. Just get over it."
I want
See,
to
Skittles taste like soap to me.
Experience soap?
Well, because it's just like it boggles my mind that like some people genuinely taste soap when they, eat cilantro. I want to like, does it literally taste like soap, or is that like an exaggeration?
It's an exaggeration, but it's like that hint. It's like if something has too much lavender, so it's just it kind of assaults your olfactory instead. So you're just like, no, it doesn't work for me.
You're just like,
I was going to say, if you want to experience what it's like, go to your bathroom.
Get the foaming soap and then
right on the tongue.
And just swoosh it around a little bit, like it's.
Gross.
I once smoked my aunt's lavender because I didn't have any weed.
What were you
Oh my
expecting to
God.
get out of that?
I was hoping it would give me a high. I was hoping I could. Honestly, I was hoping it would work, and then I could start selling lavender to people and make money.
Like nobody figured it out before.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's so stupid. It made my voice.
When I was
crack.
younger, I thought I was a genius. Okay, I'm still
Yes.
dumb then as I am now, but I had that like I'm 19, I'm smarter than everybody thing going on. You know what I mean? So,
Messiah
which
complex.
is
I'm gonna pee my
dangerous.
pants.
It's a dangerous combination to be that dumb and think you're smarter than everybody.
Wait, is this more or less dumb than smoking lavender? One time, me and my friends, when we were like 19, we were gonna smoke out of a bong, and I think we were like in the mountains or something, and we didn't have any water, and there was like,
Oh God.
I,
Sure.
I
We
would have
used-
tried that now.
Let him
Honestly,
finish.
no, we used Coca-Cola as bong water.
oh,
Did
That's
it
not-
work?
it probably works.
We felt crazy.
Yeah,
Like-
that sounds about right.
We felt like cracked out.
Do you think you smoked the caffeine?
Yeah, you probably had caffeinated weed or something.
Yeah. Like, yeah, is that more or less stupid than...
That's desperation. That's not
Yeah.
like I'm a genius. You know. It's a little.
I
need
feel
some
like the
more
lavender
blankets
thing was
and less-
desperation too.
That's
How about
Lavender?
smoking lavender in a bong with Coca-Cola?
that's.
in the bedroom with a lead pipe.
I feel like that's a Pinterest thing. Is that a
See,
Pinterest
you're
thing? It's
saying-
definitely.
My thing is just some idiot story. Your thing is something that would be like on a TV show or a movie of like
I
Superbad
Shouldn't Be
2 or
Alive.
something.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what I
This
mean?
sounds like the first part of I Shouldn't Be Alive. We didn't have any
Yeah.
water, so we used Coca-Cola as bong water. And then like there's that black and white flashback where they're
Yeah, your story has cinematic value.
Yeah. I feel like you could jazz it up and be like, it wasn't normal Coke. It was, fancy Coke in a glass bottle.
It was Mexican Coke.
Yeah, the Mexican Coke. There you go.
Oh, man, I want
The
Mexican
real
Coke.
sugar.
It wasn't
yeah.
new Coke.
It wasn't new
Okay.
Coke. Yeah, exactly. And we saw Jesus. And you're like, yeah, that's fair. That's exactly what happens if you use Coke as bong water. Definitely. That
Let's
seems
ask
like
his third question. This is
Life
getting. I'm gonna fucking pee my pants.
what do you
So-
mean I'm an adult?
So first time you felt like an adult, or people looked in the room looked at you as
Yeah.
the grown up
In an accusatory fashion. So it's like, what, me be responsible? Oh, get fucked. That kind of situation.
When I got my DUI.
Okay,
That's a good answer.
do tell.
Boom.
I was 25. This was like 7 years ago now. And I was driving home from downtown LA. I was living with my parents in Chino. And I was more than halfway home. And I got pulled over. And the cops asked if I was drinking. And I was just like, yes, absolutely. I'm not going to fucking lie. And yeah, went to jail, got handcuffed and everything. And it was funny because at one point, I think they asked me if I wanted to make a call, and this was at like 4 in the morning, and I was like, "Who the fuck am I gonna call at 4 in the morning?"
White House.
I'm 20.
Oh,
Yeah,
You immediately, Mr. President, I have a problem and I need you to handle it.
yeah. It was definitely the first time in my life where I was like, "Oh, I did this, and like."
Do they let you look at your cell phone before you make a call, or do they just put you in front of like a payphone? Because like what would you even do at that point? No one memorizes phone numbers. You're like,
Yeah.
800.
A lot of them will go through your phone.
300 Empire. Fuck.
You'd
I
be like,
don't
can you
know
look
any-
up what's the face's number? You'd be like, I want to look up mom. What's my mom's
Yeah.
phone number? Can you look it up
Yeah.
in the cell
No,
phone?
my mom's phone number is one of the only phone numbers that I have memorized.
Nice.
But I'm gonna call my mom at 4 in the morning. Hey, I got arrested. I just want to let you
Right.
know. I'll be back in a few hours. Like, but it was so fucking fun. I'm actually trying to work this into my comedy bits.
Yeah.
So at one point, when they were doing the processing, the cop who was doing all the processing, he kind of takes me aside and he's like, "Hey, so I don't mean to sound rude when I ask this. I'm just only asking you this because it's for your safety." And I'm like, "Okay." And he says, "Are you gay?"
So, what do I get if I say yes?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, and then
what's
I was like, "Yes." Like,
First off, what tipped him off? Second off, like, why is that important?
That's okay. Well, two things. The thing that tipped him off was I was wearing I had came from a Valentine's Day party that my uncle threw. It was like a queer party, and I was wearing a button-up shirt that was like a crochet print of roses. So
I
that's
think
fair.
you kind of told them that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's Los Angeles, though.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
ghost has been given up. Like you said, you were almost home though, right?
I was almost home, and then so he asked me that, and then he was like, "Okay, well, it's because if you are, we need to put you in your own cell for your own protection." And I was like, "Thank fucking God," because when I looked at the other cell that like the other guys were in, it could not have been more of like any movie scene where there's people like in a drunk tank, like the worst of the worst. I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, yeah, I'm gay. Do you want me to suck you off? I'll prove it. Like, what do I have to do? So I got my own cell, which was pretty cool. But then one of the cops that was like on duty that night was talking about God and Jesus the whole time. I think that was worse than the DUI itself. Like, having to contemplate on my life choices and then having to listen to this guy talk about like religion the entire time.
Was he just chit-chatting, or was he trying to convert you? Like,
No, he was talking to another cop.
okay.
Oh, they were
How
having like
Jesus changed his life?
They were having like
Yeah,
a theological discussion at 4 a.m.
It was mostly the one cop talking, and the other one was just kind of like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
all right. Like, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Once you get 2 that's crazies, you're done. Stop.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 2 that's crazies, 1 oh man, and 3, a couple of wows, and then you're just like, listen, just light them on
Dude,
fire.
I'm so glad the internet exists, and specifically memes, because people are starting to pick up on social cues real fast nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone's also crazy.
There was like a whole thing where, of course, it was like I think it was like a local newspaper or whatever, did a piece on how Gen Z kids don't like the thumbs up emoji because they think it's passive aggressive.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
it is though. Isn't it?
Which it is, because I used that passive aggressively the other day. So like they're not
yeah,
wrong.
no, it definitely is.
Like 9
out of 10 times it's your fucking boss who's like, "Hey man, I need you to come in tomorrow, even though it's your day off."
Yeah.
Bro, if somebody gives me the thumbs up emoji and they don't apologize for accidentally hitting it or whatever, I'm like, what the fuck I do with this guy? Like,
it's different if it's like a react, like you can be like,
that's so
thumbs
true.
up the message.
I was
That's
gonna say
fine.
that.
I'm talking about in the message itself, putting the thumbs up.
I love the thumbs up, and I'm like, yeah, thumbs up, bro. Because you know what?
I usually do this one.
Oh, hang loose.
Yeah, I usually do this one just because it feels a little more laid back.
Let's be honest. I think there's
by definition,
there's way too much hanging loose these days. That's,
yeah, putting too much Coca-Cola in our bond water. It's
we've made some choices.
That's the episode title. That's oh god. So the topic of the episode proper is supposed to be trends we unfortunately were around for, or or trends we're excited to see disappear. Yep. So floor's open. What was something you were in? Let's go.
Clear the fucking floor.
that much.
Hold on. Just 1 second, Paul. Just 1 second. I honestly thought you were going to start singing. I'll be just to let you know, because you're like, clear the floor. I was like, oh, this should be entertaining. That's fun. Anyway, sorry, coach. Please.
No, actually, this one, which I'm also trying to work into a bit, I'm convinced that there's 2 types of coming out. There's a verbal and a non-verbal. And the verbal is when you actually come out, obviously. And the non-verbal is something that you did as a kid or whatever, where someone looked at you and were like, oh, yeah, you're gay.
Yeah.
Puka shells, I participated in that.
Dude, that's fair.
If you ask anybody, I've non-verbally came out a lot in my life. So
in this episode, let's be honest.
My mom
today
has
alone,
weirdly strong gaydar, and there have been times where met like a family friend or someone or like whatever, and then my mom's like, he's gay. I'm like, Mom, he's 7, and she's like, I just know, trust me.
Moms know.
Yeah,
they really do.
Moms either have like fucking 20/20 perfect gaydar, or they're just like, wait, people can be gay? Like, there's no in between.
Yeah, no, it's so funny because I came out when I was like 14, and my mom, she was my first parent that I came out to. I didn't come out to my dad until I was like 19. But when I told her, she'd like was crying, like, "Oh my God, no! Like, you don't know, you're too young, blah blah blah." And like, it was really dramatic. And then I think it was like my late 20s when I was living with my parents. Me and my mom would like watch TV together a lot, and I was kind of drunk one night, and I was like, "Did you know that I was gay like before I actually came out?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, I've known since you were like 5." And I was like, "Then what the fuck was with the Lifetime movie dramatics when I came out?"
I feel like moms have to be dramatic like that for those.
Yeah. Well, they have to make it about them.
That's a whole other issue, sir. A whole other issue. You should talk to Alice about that. He gets so aggravated. It's very funny.
About which part?
Your mom. Just getting
Just-
inside your mind. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Just Atlas?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Also,
Oh my God.
in terms of trends, I also really got into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was in middle school.
Oh shit!
I still have my cards.
Me
Nice.
too, man. I got like $1,000 collection right over
Are
here.
we gonna duel after this?
We have to.
What's do you do like Master Duel or Dueling Network or anything like that?
Sorry, one more time.
Master Duel. It's like the.
I think that's too nerdy for me.
It's the video game that just came out. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I mean, I don't really play video games. I fell off of that like when I got in high school. But I did have Yu-Gi-Oh. I had a Yu-Gi-Oh game on my Game Boy, and then I think I had one on PlayStation as well, PlayStation 2.
Nice.
And those were fun.
You're old as shit.
I'm 32. I'm not that old.
Jesus Christ.
He's older than I am, just by a few years.
I'm
That's,
10 years.
Wait, how old are you, Atlas? I thought you were my age.
28. I turned 29 in February.
Oh, wait. When's your
Yeah.
birthday?
February 19th.
Oh, I'm the 8th.
Nice.
You're a Pisces.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
You are.
I'm gonna take your
say
word
so,
for it.
because I say so.
Okay. All right.
Wait, what are you, Cole? I'm curious.
I'm 28 also. I was born in April.
I don't give a fuck about that.
I'm a Taurus.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I want to get down to the meat and potatoes.
April 21st.
So, yeah,
Sun,
you're
moon,
Taurus.
rising. I don't know what any of that.
Wait, what about you, Dino? I know this is like way past your like.
He's 28 too.
He's a soft 28.
It's a hard, like Mike's hard.
Look,
28.
meth is a hell of a drug.
Nah, Dino's like.
Meth at McDonald's.
I eat McDonald's every day because I don't have the guts to kill myself.
Just do it slowly, right?
Sorry, Dino. What's your sign?
What's your sign, girl?
I'm a Leo.
Interesting.
Like DiCaprio? Like what?
Wait, what's the whole thing with like the rising or whatever the fuck? Where it's
Yeah,
like
what's this new shit that people throwing at me?
What is that?
I'm gonna spurg out for a second. Okay, so your sign, which is like your birthday, that's your sun sign, which is how you just naturally are without even fucking. You just are that way. You have these tendencies that lean towards that sign. Your moon sign is based off of the year you were born, and your moon sign represents the way you deal with emotions and the way you emotionally interact with other people. And then your rising sign is like the mask that you show the world. That's how you kind of come off, in the sense of if someone were to guess your sign, that's probably the sign that they would guess.
Okay. Now, how do you determine those things?
It's all okay. So your rising sign is based off of the day, your day, year, time, and location of birth. This is all based because this is all based on where the stars were in the sky at the time you were born.
So
that was my bitch was trying to ask me what time of day I was born.
If a bitch asks you your birth time and place, don't do it to them. My ex refused to give it to me because he knew exactly what I was trying to do, and to this day I still don't know, and I hate him for that.
That's the only reason.
let's see. So
there we go.
I
We
just know
talk
I was
about
supposed
exes
to be
all
born
day,
in
my
a different
friend.
hospital, and then the Northridge earthquake fucked it up, and then I was born in like the hospital I was born in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So.
For the hospital I was born ain't even there anymore. Matter of fact, my high school don't even exist anymore. So it's getting weird.
I feel like that's a sign you're getting old. Is your high school?
Do
doesn't
you exist? Are
anymore.
you a real person?
I don't know,
Kinda.
man.
It's
50-50 on all of us.
Do
let's
you
be honest.
know when I was trying to get into college? Because I went to college late as fuck. It was a whole thing to get my diploma because I could not prove that I graduated because the school shut down about 3 years prior. So I had to go through some long fucking winded channels just to prove I had a diploma. I was like, this is retarded. I'm sorry, but it's terrible.
I'm not holding your syntax hostage. You can say whatever you want.
No, that was towards Atlas. Atlas doesn't like it.
Oh.
That word offends him, and we make fun of him because of that specifically.
Wait, pull up the bingo card. Is that one of the things?
Maybe one of the things. Let's hold on. Let's find
I get offended.
Well, more so is this one.
I shit my pants. I have shit in my pants right now.
More so. Let's see here.
Oh wait, a cat showed up. A cat showed up.
The
Yeah,
cat
showed up. I fell over laughing.
Yeah.
I don't know if
it gets called old multiple times.
Okay.
Audio video clip.
Interrupted. There's been interruptions for sure.
Do we
Guess
win?
ask how old someone is. That's bingo. You got bingo on the top row.
Wait, a Lego.
A Lego showed up.
Past guest, we talked about Orchid for a second.
Oh, I didn't mention my baby mama this episode? Wow, that's a streak of one.
Diagonals count, by the way. So
Then I shit my pants. Someone visibly disgusted. That also happened. Cole mentions baby mama. Technically, Cole just said I could talk about exes for days. So, and we might have gotten a full card today.
Wait, someone said there's the episode title as well.
That's every episode. That should be the priest page.
Someone's "I'm an adult, you can't stop me" is drugs. I guess that kind of counts with
Yeah.
Mine was "You can't stop me, I'm drinking" with my DUI.
Yeah, so kind of like
Well, listen, it is relatively. It is a drug. That's only fair.
Sorry, like for people who are just listening to this, Generation Dan has a bingo card on Twitter. I should really pin it on it.
Probably. We can do a video of it and use it as our thing. But because we also have
talking about old guys shit.
Yeah.
Constantly,
God,
right?
hilarious.
Just incessantly.
If we do bingo, we should start giving out like Taco Bell or something, like when when the Indians steal base or something.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, I want to go back to the questions because I want to hear what fads you guys participated in.
Oof.
When Pokemon Go came out back in 2016, I fucking went full bore into it. Well, that was like the closest we got to world peace.
Hook, line, and sinker. All of us did.
Actually, I used to work at a local newspaper at that time. There is a YouTube video still out there where I was like tips for Pokemon Go because they were having me do like stupid shit. Like,
did you say tips?
Yeah, because it was like
I heard something different. I was like, I don't think you could exchange that for Pokemon Go.
Wrong kind of tips, but okay.
Right.
How about that?
I'll give you this dick for some Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Stop.
But yeah, like because it was before Trump. It was before Trump got elected, and everyone was like summer, and I don't know.
That was right around the same time, huh?
My wife was playing it, and we would go to a little area where it had a lot of foot traffic. Like it was a kind of a quaint little city outside of the city, and it was packed with people just walking into traffic for Pokemon Go. And I'm like, you're all lost your mind. Every guy, I stopped my wife from walking into traffic like 3 times. I'm like, what's wrong with you people? And they're like, I gotta catch them. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
They gotta catch them all, dude.
The weirdest thing is like seeing friends of mine. Like I have a lot of nerd friends, and like a couple of them still play Pokemon Go, and like we make fun of them. And I was like, this is a weird. Like it's fallen a long way.
It was like
6 years ago.
About 6 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, my son was a literal infant when it was going on, and he was a baby, and I was out and about playing Pokemon Go at like 2:00 in the morning. in my slippers. Like,
There, well,
baby mom would be like, "He's crying. It's your turn." I'm like, fuck, I gotta go home.
That's fantastic.
It's like a half mile down the street
it's amazing.
with like a White Claw in my hand.
Was White Claw even out back then?
No, it was Four Locos actually.
He had White
Did
Claw. He was making in his bathtub. That's what it was.
Wait, did anyone here drink an original Four Loco?
Yeah, hell yeah, all the time.
I drank
That's
one
one of them.
once. I drank one once, and I just remember it was me and a group of my friends. We all drank some. I think we all drank one. I think I drank 3/4 of it, and I remember we just went from like energetically wasted, and then we all knocked out for like a 4-hour period, and then like all just woke back up. Like, what the fuck just happened?
The mental image I got when I heard we all knocked the fuck out, I imagine like you all just ran into each other and then bonk, and then just like.
I mean,
out.
for all I know, probably that shit was crazy. There's a reason why they took it off the market. Like,
Yeah, that stuff definitely did a number on your everything.
Bro, that was like the only thing that's ever been banned that I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I agree with
oh,
that.
absolutely.
Like when they got rid of
This is what
Juul, I
him we're
was like,
talking
that's stupid. When they got rid of Rum 151, I was like, that's dumb.
So good.
But Four Locos was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair
That's
enough.
probably for everyone's betterment. Like asbestos, you're like, that's definitely killed people. Like it's, I know it's
Right.
uses, but too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
That's gonna be our asbestos of our generation. Is Four Locos.
Four Loco.
Did you know that Pabst has hard coffee?
What?
What?
Isn't that
Really?
disgusting?
That sounds
Yeah,
awful.
Pabst isn't good to begin with.
Wait.
The Pabst by itself already gives me diarrhea, and then you're gonna add coffee to that? Like,
Wait, if booze is a depressant and coffee is a stimulant,
Yeah, it's fun times.
what's the
I
point? Are
remember-
you trying to go for like a hard even?
I went to a work event for my wife. They were having it at a club downtown, and it was a big club known for concerts and stuff. But we got there, and it was sponsored by Red Bull. So I was doing sugar-free Red Bull and double vodka all night long.
No.
I remember hitting over 15, and I was like, I've never been more drunk and awake all at the same time, baby. Let's go for a drive.
Oh my
If you were
God.
like, are you? And I'm like, I could walk through time right now. Just
through
like
time.
rip.
That's how I do it.
No fingers. Yeah. That's
People who drink vodka Red Bulls just need to grow up and do cocaine.
short time afterward.
You know what? As a
That was
matter
my
of
entry
fact,
into it. Yeah.
that's what my mom drinks. And she's always telling me about how good the Coke was in the 90s. So,
Fair.
In the 90s, not the 70s? Interesting.
I mean, my mom was born in the 70s, so she can't really talk about the 70s much.
Okay. I don't know. My
bothers me
mom
that-
was constantly talking about like dancing in Studio 54 in the 70s, and I was like, how did you even get in?
I feel like there's more to that story than this.
There is, and I know she's not telling me.
You do not want to
barely-
hear that from your mom. Come on.
I barely managed to get out from my dad that he did mushrooms in the 70s. So like, that's I'll take that as the
Mushrooms
win.
are trash, though. They're
Probably.
probably not as good as they are now.
He said the ceiling looked like lava, which seems like, I don't know, that's fine.
It seems fairly reasonable.
Like lava?
Yeah.
If you- if you're
or it was
gonna
like doing
have-
this.
You ever smoke weed with a boomer and they're like, this is not okay. Like, this isn't what we smoked in the 60s. Like, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. This is all I've ever smoked. So,
I didn't find it. Like, listen, man, when I was growing up, it was still illegal. So, like, there was a couple times I smoked oregano. Like, sometimes it was just branches and shit. That's fine.
no.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna give it up, and I'll be like, yeah, we were all high. I just went with it. Okay, you just have to lie sometimes. Okay, you were young and stupid. But now, like,
potpourri.
the best part is, like, I go and there's a lineup at the weed store, and I'm just like, it's fucking ridiculous. I'm like,
I hate dispensaries. I think they need. I
Not
think
big
that's
on them either.
I think that's a fad that needs to end.
I think dispensaries need to have an on-site wizard at all times.
Yeah, probably. Well,
Because
'cause, like,
Someone who knows about weed is a wizard. That's that simple, right? Like, it's not Gandalf, but Radagast. Like, I think that's pretty fair.
I
Well,
just
I
hate
miss the days where you could just go to a drug dealer and be like, I could roll you, but I don't feel like it. So,
Yeah, I just hate that dispensaries, like, it's nothing but like 18 to 25-year-olds who work there, and they're
For
trying
sure.
to like sell me on like whatever. It's like, bro, like, I don't care how much THC is in it. Is it gonna get me high? That's
Yeah.
all I fucking care
Yeah.
about.
Listen, I want something for the day to make everything work like it's supposed to, and at nighttime I want to see Jesus. Help me.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody working at a dispensary is just Saul Hudson from Pineapple Express.
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
not a good one though. Like they're like
That
a
we want to go.
composite. They're like a composite of like a dollar store version of
Right.
that.
We're starting
It's
off-
become
Dope
this
is dope by
terrible
average
like
folk.
it's become this terrible combination of like the over commercialization, like Starbucksification
Mhm.
of it, where they're just like everything kind of looks the same, and then there's the other like artisan like craft beerification of it, where they're like, all right,
Like
this
Mad
has this
Men.
much, yeah, like this much THC, like just fucking will it get me high? Like,
Here's a
Like, give it
question.
to me in a sandwich bag. I don't fucking care.
Right.
Yeah, those little sandwich bags to make me feel real important, you know. But I feel like it's only a matter of time before you're gonna start seeing people who work at dispensaries start wearing like lab coats and shit, trying to act all important. Because you know what? It's just a matter of time. It's like, well, you know, this actually helps. Like that's my problem. Is people are like,
but that's what it was about 10 years ago with where you had like the weed doctor, because like I was around for that.
Yeah.
I grew up in Texas. Come on, y'all are
Yeah.
speaking Greek to me.
Rep. Nah, because like I did, Paul. I worked at a weed dispensary around that time.
Oh God.
don't drink.
Wait,
Bullet.
when?
From like 2012 to about 2014.
Oh, so like right after it was like legalized or whatever, or
No,
was it?
so
It was
near the
Or was
end
it
medicinal
of
still
that,
like
right? At that
medical?
time?
Medical.
yeah, near the end of that, like my last, I think 2 months of working at the dispensary, it became like legal.
Okay. Okay.
So
The fact that California was so late in the game on that
yeah,
shit.
Washington and Colorado beat us to it.
Too. Yeah, that blew my mind.
Well, what's crazy is that
Orange County, man.
New York is where California was like 10 years ago with weed. That's what
pretty
kind
sad.
of blows my
New York
mind.
is- yeah, but New York itself is cocaine. Like you go there and it is an alive city. Like I remember going to Times Square in the middle of the afternoon. You're like, wow, that's pretty busy. We were back at 4:00 in the morning in Times Square and it was more busy. And I'm like, now we're talking. Let's party.
Yeah, I mean, not
Did
that
not
I've
go
ever,
well.
not that I've ever done cocaine, but the best cocaine I've ever done was in New York when I went for the first time in April.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Not that I've ever done it though.
Yeah, exactly.
New York City though is overrated. They overregulate everything though. Like
They
you can't
do.
even have like a certain size soda. You know what I mean? Like they're crazy out there.
Yeah.
It's okay. Listen, what you have to do is pair up with somebody who says they're from New York, but they're actually from Buffalo. Those guys know how to go crazy. It's because they got nothing to live for. It's Buffalo. It's not good.
It's the wing capital of the world, man. You can't go wrong with that.
Wings?
You know how
Wings,
some
yeah.
people just aren't
Chicken
proud
wing.
of their one achievement, and they're like, "No, I have to do something different." You're like, "Listen, you did something. Just live with that." Like for me, you know what the trend that I want to stop is people doing more than one thing. Do one thing great, and then just stop. Just do. I'm talking to you, okay?
You're
Budweiser
literally
Seltzer,
talking to me.
get fucked. Okay, get fucked right in your goddamn face.
I was saying you're literally talking to me when you say that because I do stand-up comedy, but then I just started stand-up in January, but I've been like a musician half of my life. I play drums.
Oh, no, drums is okay. That's fine.
And
You're,
then,
real,
but
you're
then,
still a real person.
but then now I have my own podcast, and I'm just like, that's so embarrassing. I literally did the comedian to podcaster pipeline. Like that needs to end.
Oh, listen, it's not even that. It's people who don't realize that. Yeah, we're just trying to be funny. People are like, "Oh no, I'm going to change the world." No, you're fucking retarded. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know, because comedians, every comedian, whether they're stupid or super intelligent, they think too much. So, like, every conversation with a comedian, I've never had a boring conversation with a comedian. Whether sometimes it's like, this is a really cool conversation. Sometimes it's like, but no matter what, it's interesting. You know what I mean? So, I think it's good that we all have podcasts.
Yeah. So my podcast isn't directly just like a comedy thing. It's me and my friend that I've known since elementary school, and it started because she messaged me one day on Instagram at like 3 a.m. I woke up to this message and she was like, "Hey, I'm like really high right now." And I'm like, every great idea starts with "I'm really high right now."
Science. There you go.
And she was like, I was like reading on Courtney Love, and I was also just thinking on how like she's so interesting and like I don't really know much about her. She's like, I thought it would be really cool if we did like a podcast that did like a deep dive on like her life, and we did. That was our first episode. Cool. And now we're just doing the theme of it is to basically do deep dives on the lives of famous people who like you might not really know a whole lot about, or like are misunderstood, or like otherwise just like enigmatic figures in the public eye.
Okay.
Have you
What's the
tried
name of it?
making up stories about them too? Just
Yeah.
out of it? Because like, just be like, actually, Danny DeVito has a huge pornographic history of
Yeah.
like just a filmography that just
He probably does. It's called Dismantle Me.
Dismantle
like
it. Let's check it out. On Spotify and everything.
Yeah, it's on Spotify. Our first episode, which was 3 parts, because Courtney Love's life is fucking insane. It was 3 parts.
Well, she murdered her husband. I get it.
But
other stuff was even more interesting.
yeah. Well, no,
I remember when she
That's
tried to
just
be
the
like all
end,
nice.
right?
yeah, her dad dosed her with LSD when she was 5.
Oh my
Jesus
god.
Good parenting.
Christ.
Who was her dad? Timothy Leary? What?
No, her dad was the Grateful Dead's road manager.
Oh my god.
So he was part of MK Ultra. Gotcha. Let's do that. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our second subject was Grace Jones. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Yeah.
Behind the Bastards just did an episode on, or a couple episodes on MK Ultra that are really interesting.
Listen, in all honesty, you know what I really enjoy is people talking about history more and more is nice, because you realize that, hey, things have been fucked up for a really long time. You're like, I don't feel so bad. I really don't.
I'm a history major in college right now, so yeah, I totally get that.
I like the history of like famous people and celebrities though, because like it's just interesting because you find out those people are just wildly crazy. They always have been. They always will.
They really are.
And it's not that whole boring. Oh, 1944, blah 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 blah. Some people blew some shit up. Who cares? We've been there. We know. We've beaten that horse to death. Let's find some new history on some people that are kind of not really that significant.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Cole to get drafted for World War III. I just can't. It's gonna be.
I'm too old for the
my
draft,
tip off.
man. I made it. I fucking made it.
I got a letter. 2 years ago from Greece asking me to come there immediately to be drafted.
Nobody lives in Greece, you moron.
Wait. Okay,
No,
did you guys? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
Is it
ahead.
compulsory military service in Greece? Or?
Yeah, there's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, okay, I didn't know that you're like supposed to register for selective service
Oh shit.
as soon as you turn 18. I didn't know that. You're supposed to do that apparently, and obviously in the States, I didn't fucking know that. And I only learned that because when I was applying for financial aid, when I went back to college 2 years ago, that was one of the things for financial aid. I had to get this letter. I basically had to write this letter to the selective service basically saying, I'm stupid and I didn't know that I was supposed to apply for this. Now, can you please give me some sort of waiver so that I can get financial aid?
Did it work?
Oh, God.
It did. I got my
Yeah.
financial aid, but it was. I didn't know that. I had no idea you're supposed to register for selective service as soon as you turn 18.
I only knew because like I applied for college right out of high school, and then I didn't go. So then when eventually I got around to going to college again.
Well,
Yeah.
I also figured I didn't have to because I was gay. Like they didn't want me in there, right? Like,
Listen, I got flat feet.
Don't ask, don't tell.
I think it was a don't ask, don't tell thing. I was gonna say back then.
Yeah, so
I
you
think
tell
it got
them and
repealed
then
during
they-
Obama.
Well,
well, I
is
would
that
tell
your
the
out?
second
Could
I
you
got
told
in there.
back then? If
I
you
would-
told, you didn't have to go, right?
I don't know. I mean, I would have said it the first day if I ever got fucking in there.
Yeah.
I know for like when I did that back when I was registering for college, I had already like had my first seizure by then. So they're like, "Do you have any of the following conditions?" And I was like, "Seizures." And they're like, "Cool, fuck off. See you never."
I had flat
Gotta be
feet.
great. Flat feet. You're done.
Yeah.
You can't march, man. It's true.
Okay, and also, Dino, if I ever do get drafted for whatever reason they change the rules, I'm coming to your house.
Hey, number one.
If he
let's be
adopts
honest,
you
you
before
would
he
lose.
adopts me, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, he's in Canada, so we're good, Atlas.
I got
We're
a
good to
lawn and
go.
everything. Just bring a tent. You're good.
Oh
I
yeah,
know them
I'll do chores. Shit, I'd be. If I go to Canada, not only will I be dodging the draft, I'll be dodging child support. I'm good, man.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
even,
I
I
can
don't
have
even wash
Hey.
dishes. What do you mean you do chores?
I'll tell you right now, there's a space underneath this staircase that will work as a room.
Underneath
You just have
Danny
to put
DeVito's
your
face.
feet that way, and you're
The
good.
Harry Potter's in there.
Yeah. Well, listen. Where did I put my? Oh no, I already put it in the display case. But I just built Harry Potter 2. It was which one?
You will literally have
yeah.
a bunch of draft dodging hippies in your yard.
Oh
Or
my
Privet
god!
Drive. Yeah.
Stop.
I have a real problem here. It's very irresponsible. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, Atlas. If we dodge the draft, we can literally build a house out of his Legos in
That's
his
true.
yard.
It's true, we could.
Listen, I'm trying to find a way to make outdoor Lego a thing. So it's coming. Don't worry.
Outdoor Lego.
Yeah. Well, listen. Everybody needs building materials, and the fact
If
is,
you
these
just
days,
keep going, you can build something. You can build a house, I'm sure. And if you double it up, it's a pretty sturdy house. You'll have insulation. You know.
I mean, they used to sell houses in Sears. Like you could buy a pre-made house in the Sears catalog in the 60s. Yeah.
actually, Toronto just changed its laws that says you can actually build an in-law suite in your backyard, and it's totally legal to actually rent it out because there's a housing crisis everywhere. So,
Bro, where I come from in Texas, people just after they're divorced, they just buy sheds. They're like, I got a plot of land. I'll just buy a shed.
That's so dark. That is
It's
so
not as dark as you think because you're like, oh shit, his life's gone to shit. And then you like go over and he has like a generator and it's like he has coffee, like a coffee machine. You know, it's a Keurig. Like there's bacon and eggs every single day, bacon and eggs.
Here's hoping
cholesterol through the roof.
Yeah.
Well, he wants to die. He lost his house in a divorce. You know.
He doesn't eat McDonald's every day. He eats eggs and bacon
Can't
every day.
afford it. He's paying
Like a real man.
and alimony.
You know? No, but listen, that's the thing is I think we're going back to that like 1-bedroom home, and that's where we're gonna start, and then things are gonna get better again. It's fine.
Bro.
We gotta go back. We
Well,
gotta
you
go
know
back
what?
to that tilling fields with your bare hands.
The economy is going to collapse so hard, and it's going to be dope because I own a gun for the first time in my life.
I'm fucking ready for it.
Get a gun! I know y'all are in California, but do it. Get a gun.
I don't care.
Assuming
Like,
Blackwater doesn't buy up all the houses that get foreclosed on, which they probably will. Which fuck them. So
This is why you get a gun.
wait,
Battle
actually,
of Blair Mountain. Let's go.
Hey, Atlas will definitely shoot himself in the foot. No question there.
Oh yeah.
I will teach you, Atlas.
I want to get back to the second part of the question because I have so many trends that I want to see 6 feet under.
Hell yeah!
All right.
Like
So
the
the
show,
first-
6 feet under. No.
I want to watch that. But the first one, man buns. I cannot fucking wait until those are over.
Yeah.
That's
been like 10
embarrassing.
years.
They should have never been a
embarrassing.
thing.
Get in there.
Don't do
There.
it, Cole. Don't do it.
Cole is
Right.
like Steven Seagal when it comes to his haircut.
Not enough.
Okay?
Not enough-
Like,
not enough
you're
hair
like,
to
that
do
guy's
it.
just horrible.
I just
I'm
can't
much
wait.
fatter, Steven Seagal.
I just can't wait until these men look back on their man buns the way that like guys who were
The
like
mullet?
in their mid-20s look back on like their like emo haircuts now.
Listen, or women when they had a baby fringe. You're like, that's
Yeah.
never
Or
looks
no-
good, lady. Never.
And yeah,
Baby fringe?
and
Or
mullets and mullets too. I'm
Mullets,
so ready for
yes,
that
I'm
to
with
end.
you on
Like,
mullets. Women are getting mullets now.
Women
and
are-
it's
that's what I
not
was
a
gonna say.
better
The lady
look.
mullet?
It's not a
too
better
far.
look. I feel like the men pull it off better than the women do. But
I
And
being
even
also-
that's not a win.
yeah. I also hate how Gen Z has brought back like Y2K fashion. I fucking
Oh,
hate it.
low-rise
the 20-year
jeans.
cycle. The like early
Yeah.
2000s
Well,
stuff,
to me, it's just like, why would you want to resurrect the literal worst phase of fashion in American history? Like,
George
early-
Bush's America.
early 2000s fashion was the absolute worst. It's so disgusting, and I can't believe these Gen Z bozos are like, oh my god.
A friend of mine said he wanted to do like this was during the pandemic that he told me this. He's like, I can't wait for everything to open back up. I want to do like a decade throwback party. I'm like, oh cool. What do you want to do? Like the 70s, right? Do like disco and cocaine, or the 80s have shoulder pads and cocaine. And he's like, no, I want to do a 2000s throwback party. And he's like,
Did you punch him in the throat? You should have just
no,
punched him right in the throat.
fuck you, 2000s.
How is it even throwback? Yeah.
The point is to put your adult self, like your quote best adult self, on a decade that you weren't alive for,
I'll be like, all right, fine, but we're watching the Fast and the Furious.
I mean, I would even stand by. I kind of stand by the '90s revival. I'm pretty into that, but I think that's more just like nostalgia driven for me.
yeah, but
It was the Thunderdome.
was not a good time.
It
Nobody
wasn't.
was like,
No.
yeah.
Listen, it was that transition period of no internet to too much internet, which we're still at now, which was, it was a very tumultuous time for
Thanks a lot, Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson.
The internet was a mistake.
Oh, 100%. Like, listen, making the internet for everyone to have a voice is literally one of the worst things that's happened to mankind.
Wait,
We have to oppress people.
Wait, actually, this is probably my hottest take. Both the internet and mass literacy were a mistake.
That's an interesting.
Mass literacy. Not everybody should learn how to write.
He's like some kind of medieval king.
Listen,
if the
I'd be
peasants
okay.
learn to read, they'll come for us all.
Listen, let's be honest. I would be okay with less literacy and no internet as long as the church had less power. I'd be okay with that. I think that, because like church has too much power, not okay with that. And let's be honest, they abuse it. So it's like, I feel like that was the evil to battle the church evil. Like that's, I feel, the internet.
I mean,
I can't
fighting
read.
the Catholic
People
Church
still
from the
gotta listen
beginning.
to me every day. So
Yeah, I just think the internet would be a better place if a comment section did not exist in any field. Like, I'm just so tired
okay,
of
but you know damn well that the people who aren't learning to read would be just the poor. It would exclusively be rich people learning how to read. It's not how anytime there's a group of people that don't get something, it's just the poor. So no, I disagree fundamentally.
It's still, but I mean, by you saying that, it still wouldn't be that different because.
Well, I live in California, so I'm technically rich by association.
I already said I am a musician and a comedian and a podcaster. You know I live in perpetual poverty. Like,
you know what, Paul? Let's be honest. I feel like you should release a book on how to make ramen 1,000 different ways. That feels like,
dude. Oh my god,
that's a cookbook everybody should buy.
My fucking roommate the other night, I was looking in our fridge and I was like, "Why do we have no food in this fridge?" But every sauce and condiment imaginable.
So like my fridge.
We have no food to put these condiments and sauces on. Like, what is this?
See, I feel like there's a definite transition period from when you have a fridge full of sauces to having a freezer in your house where you collect meat. It's very, very peculiar. But like that, there's that middle ground where you're like, no, I need more than one fridge versus we can't eat this for a living because we won't survive.
That's just like bachelorhood, really. Like, once you're like settled in with somebody, then you start buying groceries. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. So let me ask
otherwise, what's the point?
You guys are young, so let me ask this: if you go to someone's house, would you ask to have something to drink, or would you help yourself to the fridge, or would you wait for them to say? I feel like you would be like, "Where's the fridge? I'm gonna raid it. I'm taking these eggs home." Like
it depends, like how comfortable I am with you. First off, I don't go to people's houses generally speaking. So if I'm going to your house, I'm pretty comfortable with you. All right. So if I was just invited for whatever dumb reason, probably not. But like you guys, I've obviously never met you guys in person per se. But the very first time I go to your house, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, where's the kitchen? Yeah. You know what I mean? Glasses? Y'all got beer? You know what I mean?"
Wait a minute.
I know Atlas doesn't, so I gotta drink like, I don't know, fucking. He looks like he drinks like sparkling water or something.
I have beer and wine and a bunch of other stuff. I just don't.
Okay, why you don't drink it?
It's like I do drink, just not very much.
Wait, no, I was just gonna say, y'all have never met each other in person?
No,
not yet.
We're meeting each other next month in end of November.
Yeah, we're doing a thing
in Cleveland, of all places.
Okay, wait. So then, how the fuck did you all meet, and what? Okay,
the pandemic.
We have known each other since the beginning of time.
The pandemic brought us together.
Before there was Zoom, we used Skype. Weirdest orgy you've ever been to, but a lot of good friends.
Wait, but like, what? my brain is like short circuiting right now. How did you guys all meet online then?
We did those stupid fucking
Zoom comedy shows.
Oh,
the open mics online when you couldn't go out and about. You know what I mean? Like the worst thing that was ever invented.
My first mic was over Zoom because of Orchid.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, mine was
So-
too. Don't get me wrong. My first mic was online too, and I would have never built the courage to go up on stage without it. But
Sure.
then, after the pandemic was over, and people were still trying to make Zoom comedy, and I was like,
Just stop.
See,
Like,
Zoom is only convenient because I hate people that do Toronto comedy just in general. There's just like a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm an edgelord." I'm like, "No, guy, you're not funny. That just makes you an asshole on stage." That's it.
Thank you. For
"This is
saying
an
that.
edgelord."
Yeah, you're like, listen,
No, that's
if
a
I'm
Gaylord.
funny, but well,
Well, it depends on which person is doing it.
wait,
You
let
could
me just
be
make sure
not
that
gay and doing
I need
this.
to make sure that actually happened. Paul, did
It's
you just call him a
edging
Gaylord?
regardless.
I did. I love calling
Thanks.
straight men gay. It's my favorite. I actually, okay, I don't.
No. Listen,
I'm
you
sorry,
called
I
him a
don't.
Gaylord. That's a whole other level of
I
accusation,
love-
and I'm here for it. I love it.
I love calling straight men bitches and faggots because they get so upset.
that's.
I feel like that's your
It's-
right, right?
It's
Like
not
that's
going to upset me because I might actually be gay. I just haven't figured that out yet.
That's
So-
your word.
You
right?
haven't sucked a dick yet. That's the thing. You don't. Know.
Yeah, no, I just
He's
it
afraid.
doesn't. It sounds
Okay.
gross to me. You know what I mean?
does.
Like I have the same. Like I feel like I have the same stance of sucking dick like any girl has ever tried to suck my dick. It's like, ew, no, it's gross. You know what I mean?
Penises
So I
and
might
vaginas
actually be
are
gay,
both
so-
disgusting.
Because they still do it. So
I don't know. I've never chowed down on a slimy slithery before, so I don't know what that's like.
wait, so you've never sucked dick as a gay man?
No, I've never ate pussy. I've never chowed down
Oh,
on
okay,
a
okay.
slimy slithery. That's what I like to
It
call
did not sound
It's-
that way, sir.
it's
It sounded
also
like
not
a
good.
very
Yes,
dirty dick.
Yeah,
That's what it sounded
slithery implies
like.
I
A
took it
horribly
too.
dirty dick, like somebody's right here. Okay. That's what it
Just
sounded
for the record, Paul, eating pussy is gross too. So
I'm a gold star gay. That's what they call it. I've never had sex with a woman.
lucky you, if I'm being honest with you, because it's not like I like having sex with women, but like the rest of it is the worst part ever.
Dude,
All women just blow. If I could be gay, I would be gay. If it
you
was
wouldn't.
a choice,
No,
I would do it,
no,
man.
Trust. Being gay sucks, and it's not because it's like, oh, I'm so oppressed, or it's just like, butt sex is so fucking disgusting.
I love it. It's my favorite thing.
It's disgusting.
That's
Oh,
one of the
hey.
reasons why I think I could do it.
Like, I think I'm spiritually gay, like not actually gay in praxis.
Yes.
I think I'm spiritually gay too. to be honest.
Hey man, hey, I'm Greek. I get it. I'm not that Greek.
Greeks invented homos and democracy.
Actually, we
Atlas is
perfected
so
anal sex.
uncomfortable
And
right
let
now.
everyone know,
Nah.
we perfected anal sex, and we let everyone know even ladies got the bum hole.
It's not that. I
That's
really
the
have
thing.
to
Anal
pee.
sex
That's
is
it.
like the perfect, like, if you know anything
Great
about me, that's my favorite thing to do. So, like that is like how you get me into like the gay bars. You know what I mean? Like that's your in with me. So
I don't like taking straight friends to gay bars because most of the time they get hit on before I do.
I walked in.
that's because every gay person just has like an evil streak in them.
It's like I can smell virgin.
Right?
Oh,
like
they-
I'm gonna
dude, they-
turn him.
These sinister homosexuals, they smell that shit. They're just like, ooh, straight man, I'm gonna get it.
I mean, and straight dudes are like that too, though, because they're like, when a chick is like, "I'm a lesbian," you're like, yeah, but it's because you've never had this dick.
you haven't heard this broken dude.
All right. Well,
Anyways, yeah.
Paul Roque, thank you so
Sorry.
much for coming on
hilarious.
Generation Dan. Where can people find and follow you and all that good stuff?
I am on the Instagrams on @P_ROQ_. It's right there if people are watching right now.
They are.
Also, I warn you in advance, I'm a shit poster on
Hell
social
yeah.
media. So I just love posting inflammatory things that will eventually get me canceled one day.
Oh my
We're
God.
about
You're
to
like
be,
Cole. Yeah,
we're
Cole's the
about to
same
be
way.
mega friends.
Seems fair.
Yeah, no, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate this. This was a lot of fun. I actually have to get a set ready. I'm doing a show at the Dow tonight, so I need to figure out my set.
Oh hell yeah!
Nice. Say hi to Bobby for me.
Well, I don't know if Bobby's gonna be there, but Kate's running the show tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, say hi to Kate. I know her too.
I'll when I'm on the mic, I'm gonna say before I start.
Uh-huh.
No, yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate this. This
No
is fun.
problem. You can find us at Generation Dan on Twitter or Generation_Dan on Instagram. Find me at Atlas Novak, Twitter, Instagram, or my other podcast at Nexus at Night in those same places. How about you guys?
Dino the Genetic Marvel. I build Lego on a daily basis on my YouTube channel. Check it out. Subscribe. You'll have a great time. But everywhere else, sometimes you get stuff, but mostly on YouTube because I'm old.
You can find me at Sniffing Glue 22 on all platforms.
Cool.
Awesome.
So
And
thanks
last
everybody
thing.
for watching.
Are we? Yeah. Well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Well,
good.
because you already kind of said it. Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
reasonable. Have a
All
great
right.
day, everyone.